So hi, welcome to Tech Dictated. Today we're looking at making an LED blink. So that's the most basic project when it comes to electronics, I think. And so that's why we're getting started from that. So you're going to need a few things, and I would rather you buy a kit because then this project will be easier. Though it's like 4,000 shillings imported, and in Kenya you may get it for around 5,000 in sites like K Techniques, Massimo, and there's one other that I seem to forget, Neroku. Huh? Neroku. I think it's Neroku, but I'll just share the links to those sites so that you can look at components and just see what you need and get them. So I will start with Arduino. So you need an Arduino. This goes for around 1500 when you buy it solo. And then you need your breadboard. You can get this or the longer one. There's a longer one. This goes for 300 shillings itself. You need jumper wires. So you may get this. You're told this is your jumper wire. This goes for 20 shillings per meter, but I prefer this because, well, trust me, that is easier to hook. So this goes for around 5 shillings each. Forgive my speaking because I'm talking in shillings. I'm Kenyan, and so that's what I understand best. This this comes with this, okay? And so this is used to connect it to your laptop. I don't remember the name. And then, of course, you need your LEDs because that's the whole point of this project. So, ta-da! You need 3. Okay, I'll just use 2 LEDs for this project. I'm using the yellow one. I don't know if this is yellow or green. I'm not really sure. But it's 2.2 volts rating. And so you will need a resistor because our digital pins of the Arduino are 5-volt rating, 5 volts each. And so you will need a resistor. This is our 100 ohm resistor, which we're going to be using for this project. The LEDs are 10 shillings each, and you can get different types of LEDs, so don't refuse them. Just use whichever you will get. But always confirm the rating. I will also share that in the description. And then this is 10 shillings each. For different projects, you will require, of course, different resistors, but for this, we're going to use a 100 ohm resistor. So that's that. And so I think we can get started. I am covering the project, but my friend Val always looks at the theoretical bits, so you can check those out if you're not familiar with LEDs, breadboards and such. So yeah, welcome. Let's get started. So okay, so we are here. This is our breadboard which we're going to be using for this tutorial, and so I will just explain a little bit. This is the ground. Okay, you can use this too for ground and VCC or 5 volts and such, because they are all connected from this end to this other end. Okay, and then this are connected going down, going down, going down. And so this is why we place our LEDs, jumper wires connecting to them to digital pins of the Arduino and such stuff. So in this tutorial or in this session, we're just going to be doing it with the LEDs and jumper wires, and you're going to see how they work together. Okay, so we start connecting our LED. The long leg is the positive, which goes to a digital pin, and the short leg is the negative and goes to the ground pin. So start with that. Connect. We're going to be using 2 LEDs in this. Then after that, let me just space them a little bit. Okay. And then we go to our resistors. You're going to be using 100 ohm resistors because this is around 2.2 voltage rating for the this colored LEDs. The blue LEDs are the ones that are highest, I think around 3.5. So they may have different resistor requirement. Okay, so for this we're using our 100 ohm resistor. For the rating of resistors, you can always just Google. I think I may just leave you a link that you can use for checking ratings. Yeah, so it's nothing complex and not something you should cram really. Well, most things you shouldn't even cram because they're always everywhere. So yeah, connect them to the long leg of the, what is it called again? LED, the LED. Yeah, so after that we go now connect. We will use these two small ones for connecting them to the rail, because we already mentioned that the rail is used to connect, okay? This rail, you can use them to connect to ground and VCC. These symbols don't really matter. Wherever you place your ground will be ground, okay? It doesn't really matter if you place it here or here, okay? Makes no difference. So I'm going to, okay, let me just move this LED down, okay, so that I can place this on top here. Then I'll use the lower one as my ground, but you can use either, doesn't really matter. Okay, get another one. Remember we said the short leg connected to ground, the long leg connected to the digital pin or voltage. If it's 5 volts or 3.3 volts, again I will move this down so that I may remain with one slot on top. Then we will fix this. Okay, so we've connected those two, and now we're going to connect our I like using the orange one for signals. So this will go to our digital pin. The other leg of the resistor is what goes to the digital pin, okay? So this other leg of the resistor goes to the digital pin. First leg of the resistor is connected to the LED, okay? So even for this, the other leg of the resistor goes to the digital pin. And then, well, I would rather use blue, but I can also use blue for the ground. And that's it for our connection. Okay, so now what we need to do is take things to ground. So on our Arduino, you will notice we have digital pins. Digital pins run from pin 0 to pin 13. Analog pins A0 to A5. Okay, and so always remember that analog pins, as the word says, analog, they transmit 1, 2, 3 up to 1023. Just continuous values, okay? But digital pins either send a high or a low. That's it. Just the meaning of analog and digital, as they say. Yeah, so then we have our ground 5 volts, 3 volts, 3.3 volts, sorry. And also the same here, we have a ground. So we're going to connect our LEDs to the digital pins. I will use digital pin 8 and 9. And then we're going to connect to ground, or this other ground. Okay, so we're going to use pin 8 and pin 9, and then this other one to ground. And voila, that's our full connection. So we can now go to our code and see how it goes. So let's start on the code. So basically this is an Arduino software, and you can get it on the Arduino website. I will just also link it below in the description. So when we are tackling programming, okay, so let me just say I already made some tutorials on introduction to programming, basic programming concepts that I really wish you would look at if you're not familiar to programming basics before you even jump into the coding. It's just theoretical knowledge, really brief, and around 6 tutorials, each around 5 minutes, so it's not a lot of time. Just go through them before you get started on this. So we're going to define, okay, 2 pins. So we're going to have LED1 as pin 8, comma, and define LED2. So we've defined our 2 pins for the LED. What else do we need? Yeah, that's it. So now these are the pins you're going to use to communicate to and from the LEDs and from. As you remember, I say digital pins send high and low. And first, we need to set up. This is the code that runs once, and this is a looped. Okay. So first here you need to set up your project. So you will say, I would like them to be displayed in the serial monitor. So serial.begin. If you are interested, you can just request I make a tutorial on Arduino programming, but if not, you just write this code and look at the basic programming concepts I mentioned. Serial.begin 9600. This is the baud rate, and then now we define these 2 pins as outputs. Pin mode LED1. In Arduino, this should be caps. Here we have a comma. Let's just copy this. And then LED2. Output means that they are showing the data that is given to them. Input, they are receiving data and then sharing it with us, if I may put it that way. So then, to make an LED blink, okay, first let's just start by lighting the LED. So we may have digital write is for digital pins. You're writing to a digital pin, digital write. Okay, let's just copy this. And this is LED2. Okay, then save it and upload the code to your Arduino or laptop, and you can see it displays that it has been made on. And then now we can send our code to this. Okay, it should not light up. I think I had some previous code in, and so that's why you're seeing the LEDs lighting up, but they should not be. So yeah, let's do this. So save it. You can save it as LED link. Control U to upload the code to your Arduino. Oh, there's something I have forgotten. Let's see. Oh, when you're defining, you don't put semicolons. Okay, again, sorry for forgetting all these simple things. You need to define the port you're sending to. So we're sending to the Arduino Uno COM3. And so again, we upload. Uploading. Yeah, uploaded. And now we can see the LEDs are lit up. However, this second one seems a little dull. Let me try changing it. Don't know if you are seeing them. Let me switch this off and see if, yeah, I think this is better, so that you can see the LEDs lighting up. Let me change the second LED because it's not as bright and I'm not so sure why. So let me try removing this and replacing it with another. Still the same amount of brightness. I'm assuming that's how it is. So okay, we can work with that, I guess. So you're seeing the LEDs are lit up. Now we want to make them blink. So we're going to have a delay here. Let's delay for like 100 and then make them low and then again delay. Control copy, Control V. So we make this too low. Then delay again, and then we see how the output will be. Then I'll explain what I've just done. Okay, so I have uploaded the code and now they're blinking. So that's the whole point. So we can actually interchange. Let this one be low and then this one at this point be low, this one be high, so that they interchange the blinking process. So we upload it again. Control U uploads your code, but you can also use where is it? Upload, and here is the shortcut. Control U, upload, verify and compile and such. So they are now interchanging. Okay, I don't know if you are really seeing it. Maybe I can make them go a little bit slower. Let me make it 500. And let's see. Now we've just completed our first Arduino project. Okay, I think these ones are blocking this second one from being seen well. Yeah, so this is our first Arduino project and it's complete. Check my GitHub account for you to get the code. I will link everything in the description. Please subscribe to this channel if you are interested in more interesting projects as we proceed, but this is where we get started. Okay, so welcome and goodbye. Please check out Val's tutorials on the basics of resistors and LEDs and all those type of things, because she covers them really well. And so if you don't understand the basics, just check our channel to get both the theoretical and the practical bits. And this is it for this tutorial. Goodbye. Thank you.